did my parents' vacation end with police at our house? My mom smiled at me while dragging her suitcase to the door and said, "Don't burn the house down, okay?" Then she laughed, like she was joking. She wasn't. 5 minutes later, they were gone. No instructions, no backup plan. Just me, 15 years old, and my 8-year-old sister, Lila, standing in the doorway watching their car disappear. At first, it felt like freedom. No rules, no curfew, no one yelling about homework. That lasted maybe a day. By day 2, reality kicked in. The fridge was basically empty. I didn't know how to cook anything besides instant noodles, and Lila kept asking when mom was coming back. I told her soon. I had no idea if that was true. By day 3, things started falling apart. Lila stopped eating properly, said her stomach hurt. I thought maybe she was just being picky. Then that night, she threw up, and not like normal sick. It just kept happening. She couldn't even stand without holding onto the wall. That's when I started calling my parents. No answer. Again, no answer. Again. Straight to voicemail. I left messages, texts, everything, nothing. By the next morning, Lila was barely awake. Her skin felt hot, but she was shivering. I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew one thing. If I waited, something bad was going to happen. So I wrapped her in a blanket, helped her into my dad's old car, and drove. I wasn't even supposed to be driving. My hands were shaking the whole time. I kept thinking, if I crash, this is it. This is how we both go. But I made it to the hospital. The second they saw her, everything moved fast. Nurses, doctors, machines. I couldn't even keep up. They took her away, and I just stood there, frozen. Then a doctor came out. He didn't sugarcoat it. Severe infection, spreading fast. She needed treatment immediately. Then he asked me something I wasn't ready for. "Where are your parents?" I said, "On vacation." He paused, like he already knew what that meant. Then came the real problem. Payment. I just stared at him. I didn't even have enough money for gas. I tried calling my mom again, and again, and again. She finally picked up, and the first thing she said was, "Why do you keep calling?" "We're busy." I told her Lila was in the hospital. There was silence for a second. Then she sighed and said, "She's probably fine. You're overreacting like always." And then she hung up. Didn't ask a single question. Didn't even stay on the line. I think that's the exact moment something in me just snapped. I stopped expecting them to help. I sat in that waiting room trying to figure out what to do next. When I heard someone say my name, I looked up. It was my school counselor, Ms. Alvarez. Turns out I hadn't shown up to school for days, and she got suspicious. No parents answering calls, no explanation, so she came looking. I told her everything. She didn't hesitate. Walked straight to the desk and said, "Start the treatment. I'll handle the rest." Just like that. No questions. No hesitation. They started immediately. I stayed there all night. Every second felt like hours. Then finally, early morning, the doctor came out, and this time he smiled. "She's going to be okay." I don't think I've ever felt relief like that in my life. Later that afternoon, we went home, and that's when everything turned into a crime scene. 2 police cars were parked outside our house. Neighbors standing around, watching, and right on cue, my parents pulled up, sunglasses, shopping bags, laughing, like nothing had happened. They stepped out of the car, and the officers walked straight up to them. I watched from the doorway as everything hit them at once. Confusion, panic, then the handcuffs. Turns out abandoning your kids without any support while one of them ends up hospitalized? Yeah, that's not just bad parenting, that's a crime.